I'm at my home in beautiful Nicaragua. Why don't you join me poolside for some yoga? Starting comfortably seated on your mat. And we're going to begin with some gentle windshield wipers. So just letting your knees easily fall side to side. This might be shallow, this might be all the way to the floor. Just really let your body feel this motion. And this is great for loosening up through the hips. It's also great for the lower back. And then you're going to bring yourself into 90-90 hip stretch. So just letting those wipers fall to one side. You can deepen the stretch by starting to lean towards the floor. Coming to your knee side is a little bit easier. If you start to fold closer to the toes at the front, that deepens the stretch a little further. Breathing deeply here. Perfect. And now switching over to the opposite side. And your 90-90 might not look like that exact right angle, so you can make this a little bit gentler by scooching the feet a little closer to your groin and a little closer towards your buttocks if needed. Perfect. Slowly coming back up to seated. And now starting to slide side to side with the windshield wiper motion and adding a hip thrust. So as your knees drop to the side, lift and reach up over your head. Knees washing to the opposite side, lift and reach. So being very dynamic in our movement today as we open through the hips. Perfect. And now making your way all the way down onto your tummy. And just lying flat and then lifting into an easy baby cobra. And release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. This should feel very gentle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Bring your hands a little further forward now and lifting into that same back bend and release. Inhale, lift. Maybe lift your head and your chin. Release. Inhale, lift, and exhale, release. This time, lift and press into one hand, and release, come down. Lift and press into the opposite hand. So this is causing you to come into just a little bit of a twist, coming back down. Lifting to the first side, and back to the second side. Back to the first side, and one more time to the second. Let yourself come back down to the mat, gently pressing back up to downward facing dog, pedaling your feet a few times, Just getting comfortable, working out any kinks, and settling in. Stepping to the top of your mat, relax your back, lower your head, drop your chin, release your neck. Inhale, nice big breath, come all the way to the top. Exhale as we take a sun salutation, pour forward. Inhale, lift part way up. Exhale as you release all the way down to your mat. Inhale, nice easy cobra. And exhale, pressing to downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg up, step it through to your hands or boost it a little if it needs help. As you reach up into a high lunge, maybe take your eyes up towards the roof. And then pivoting and walking towards the back of your mat, coming into a side lunge, and then coming back to the start and all the way back to the top. Release, bring your hands to the mat, walk to the back of your mat, side lunge, walk back to the front of your mat, and lift. One more time, walking to the back of your mat, side lunge, twisting back to the front of your mat and stepping all the way back up to the top. Inhale, big breath. Raise high. Exhale, fold forward. Taking a sun salutation here, lift. Exhale as you start to lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Turn the toes. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, press to downward facing dog. Perfect. Lift your left leg here as you step through to come into high lunge as we move through that lunging series on the opposite side. Folding forward, reach for your mat. Twisting, coming into a side lunge at the back of your mat. Pause. Shift back to the front. Lift back up in high lunge. Open the hips. Maybe back bend a little here. Exhale, reach for the floor. Walk to the back edge of your mat, side lunge. Shifting back forward, turning the toes. Lifting back for high lunge. Perfect. And one last time, hands come to the mat or as close as you can comfortably get. Side lunge at the back, shifting forward, and now stepping all the way back to the top of your mat. Inhale, big breath, reach high. Exhale, taking one sun salutation here, lift the head. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back, lowering to the floor. Turn the toes, lifting for cobra. Exhale. Press back to downward facing dog. Soften your knees as you gently come down to your mat. And we're going to be finding our way into camel pose here. If you do like extra cushion underneath your knees, you can fold up your mat or use a bolster or blanket. Thinking about opening through the hips. Legs about shoulder width apart. Hands start on the lower back as you start to press your hips forward. Open up through the chest, the throat, as you look up towards the roof. And maybe take your hands off your lower back and reach back towards your heels. Breathing deeply here, making sure you don't let the whole back of your head drop back towards your shoulders. Lifting back to the top. If you had your mat unrolled, let's unroll it. And then get yourself ready to sink into resting child's pose. Finishing our short 10-minute practice today here in child's pose. As you breathe deeply. Let your hips sink. Let your breath start to slow down from our flow. Giving your body this opportunity to relax and to release. Thank you so much for joining me in today's practice. You're welcome to rest and stay in child's pose as long as you like. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.